do you have to see it or not?
It is totally up to you. It does help me because I can see if I'm talking too fast, if I'm moving on to the next one and people aren't ready for me to move. But if you're more comfortable blocking yourself out, that's okay too.
Okay. Just want to know.
Yeah. I'll give it another 30 seconds here. There's a few more people coming in. All right, so you're gonna need two things today. You're gonna need a chair and then something to put your feet up on. So for me, I just have this rolly stool. I'm gonna show you the exercise we need it for so you have an idea of what to grab it for. We're gonna do a kneeling pigeon stretch like this. So like a foot ottoman, a stool, a second chair, but something that's out in front of you. All right, we're right at time right now, so I'm just gonna mute everybody. Mute all, perfect. So for today's class, I'm gonna give you two different options. I'm gonna give you an easy option and a harder option. So depending on what you wanna get out of this exercise, you can go with either option. The first thing we're gonna start with is a spinal roll. So with a spinal roll, you're sitting, you're tucking your chin, and you're gonna slowly start rolling down towards the floor. The harder option is doing the same thing standing. You're gonna go nice and slow, all the way down towards the ground, and then slowly bring yourself back up. So your option, sitting down or standing, tuck that chin, start rolling down towards the ground, taking your time, and just feeling the heaviness of your body as you go down towards your toes. Again, you can do this seated or standing. Once you get to the bottom, hang out there for a second or two before you start reversing it and slowly coming back up to that original spot. We're going to do two more like this at your own pace, go nice and slow. Again, you can do this seated or standing. When you get to that bottom, hang out there for a second or two before coming back up. All right, on this last one here, when you get down to the bottom, I want you to hang out there. Once you're down at the bottom, I want you to take a few deep breaths here. And if you want, you can start swaying from side to side. And what that looks like standing is the same thing, just letting gravity do the work here. Slowly come back up to either that seated or standing. If you're standing, you're going to reach over top of your head. If you're sitting, you're going to grab onto your post and you're going to side bend your body to the side, feeling a nice big stretch here. Hold for a few seconds. Come back to center, and we're going to repeat that on the other side. So if you've got an arm on your chair, you can grab it. And back to center. Other side, same thing. Reach up towards the ceiling. So we've got this rib cage and this pelvic bone. We're trying to separate the two. Other side, same thing. One more each way, grabbing onto that arm, reaching towards the ceiling, and then going over to the other side. Back to center, and switch sides. So next we're going to do a spinal rotation. If you're standing, your arms are going to be in front of you and you're going to reach back behind you. If you're sitting, what you're going to look like is you're going to make sure your knees don't shift at all. They stay in the same spot. Take your hand to the outside and reach behind your chair. So your choice of the rotation, hold there for a few seconds. Back to center and switch sides. So again, my hands to the outside and I'm going to reach backwards. Still back to center, and switch sides. So again, if I'm standing, all I'm doing is just reaching behind me, keeping my hand out in front. Back to center, and to the other side. Back to center, we got one more each way, whether you're sitting or standing. Back to center, opposite way. If you're standing, you're gonna go nice and wide with your legs, and you're gonna reach down to the floor. If you're sitting, you're gonna do the same thing. So my legs are down, and I'm gonna bend down towards the ground. My hands are gonna be touching my ankles, and you wanna sway yourself from side to side. I find when I start going from side to side, it allows my body to relax. You're gonna feel all those tightness.
Sarah, you're okay with this, or you gotta keep
I know you gotta keep going, that's good. Next, what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab onto your ankles and you're gonna lift your hips up towards the ceiling. So if you're sitting like this, you're holding onto your ankles, you're gonna lift your hips up towards the ceiling, feeling a nice stretch into the back of the hamstrings there. Then you're gonna sit back down into your chair. Unless you're doing the standing option, then you're gonna come down to a squat and then stand back up again. Go back into that squat or sit down and stand back up. We got one more. Sit back down and stand back up. So next I'm going to show you two different options here. Either you're going to sit in this squat position and you're going to start turning that foot out, or option number two, you're going to sit in your chair, have your foot up, and I want you to turn this foot outwards. So you can see as I'm pushing it down towards the ground, I'm working this hip external rotation. So I'm working on bringing this leg out to the side. Whether I'm sitting or down into a squat, it is up to you. And you can go slow or fast. We're just trying to open up that hip. All right, other side, same thing. So again, you can stay in this squat position and open up. Or if you're doing the seated variation, my foot's up like this, and I'm allowing my knee to fall down to the ground, and I'm picking it back up again. Both of them are great options. It just depends whether or not that deep squat feels good for you or not. And relax. So we just did external rotation, now we're gonna do internal. If you're in your squat, you're gonna take your knee and bring it down towards the ground. We've got 10 of those. If you're sitting, your leg's gonna be like this, and I want you to push the knee inwards. You're gonna feel a little pinchiness into that hip socket. That's what we're looking for. So again, we're going at your own pace here. You can go fast or slow. We're just working on that hip internal rotation. We're gonna switch legs now. So if you're sitting, you're gonna switch legs, pushing that knee in, coming back to center. Or if you're in the squat position, you're bringing that knee down to touch the ground and back up. Both of them achieve the exact same thing. One's just a little bit more advanced than the other. Okay, so next we have a figure four position. So you're gonna cross one leg over the other. And if I stand, it looks like the number 4, that's why it's called that. So you're sitting like this, and I want you to hinge your hips forward. So I'm leaning my chest over top of my heel. We're gonna hang out here for 5 seconds. You guys keep going, I'm just admitting more people into the room. There we go. So yeah, figure 4, you're leaning forward. We've done that for 5 seconds. Next, your hand is gonna be on the outside of the knee here, and you're gonna push upwards. So you're gonna push into your hand. We're holding here for 5 seconds. 2 and 1. Now put your hand on the outer side, and now I'm gonna push down for 5. Let go of that. Now you're gonna hinge forward again. You should get a little bit deeper into that stretch. Feeling this mainly in the glute. Okay, come back up. We're gonna repeat that. So the first one is I'm pushing my knee up towards the ceiling, but my hand's stopping it. Holding it for 5. Now you're gonna take your hand to the outside. Now I'm gonna push down into my hand. We're gonna hold here for 5. And then you're gonna hinge your body forward again. See if you can get any deeper. This will be our third and final set here before we switch sides.
Good, that was good. I feel like we're just working on all the old.
Perfect, come on out. So again, you're gonna push that knee up, but you're gonna stop it with the hand, holding for 5. Take that hand underneath, you're gonna push down for 5. All right, relax. You're gonna shake that leg out before we switch sides. Other side, we're gonna do the same thing. So you're making that figure 4, nice and tall with your chest as you lean your torso over top. You're gonna feel a good stretch into that glute. Come back up, your hand goes to the inside of that knee as you push up towards the ceiling. You're gonna hold that for 5 seconds. Hand goes to the outside of the knee. Now you're gonna push that knee down for 5 seconds. Let that go, hinge your body forward again. You're gonna feel a nice stretch into that glute. This time you should get a little bit further than the first time. Come back up. You're gonna push that knee into your hand and hold for 5 seconds. Hand goes around, push it down for 5. Relax and hinge your body forward again.
You can write a book.
Nobody would want to read it.
Come on up, we got one more. You're gonna push that knee up into your hand. Then you're gonna push down towards the floor, sit up nice and tall with this. Then you're gonna let go of that leg, you're gonna shake it out. Awesome. So next, if you've got that stool handy, that's perfect. You're gonna cross your leg over and just let it rest there on that stool. And you're gonna hug the knee in towards the chest, and you're gonna turn a little bit. I realize that my camera angle is terrible here. Okay, so my leg is like this, or it can be crossed down, that's fine. You're gonna hug your knee in towards your chest, and I want you to turn your body slightly. You're gonna feel this more into your piriformis, which is a muscle that is deeper than your butt muscle.
I'm already like this.
And relax. We're gonna switch sides, doing the same thing. So I like to have the stool here as I hug in, because then I just find that I don't have to stand into the weight of my leg. But if you prefer, you can hug it in yourself and then just turn. Okay, relax. We're gonna go to the other side again. And again, you should be feeling a big pull right here into the glute with this. So hug that knee in, cross it over, and you're hugging your knee in towards your chest. What's gonna get that stretch though is by turning backwards to face the back of that chair.
Exactly. I know, it's all the way up that, like, yeah.
Okay, and one more time to the other side, hugging that knee in, crossing it over. Again, you're not gonna feel that stretch until you turn. So that rotation is what puts that stress onto that muscle.
All the sides of the golf course. It's pretty dangerous. Actually, well, no, I was in Panorama, and we just had I wanted to go up this hill, and I wanted to come on the other side of these trees and then go.
All right, if you have that stool handy, bring it close. We're gonna go into a butterfly position. In a butterfly position, your bottom of your soles are hugging, and then your knees are coming out towards the side. Nice and tall with this position, you're pushing those knees down towards the ground. If you don't have this guy and you don't mind going on the floor, you can do the same thing, holding on, pushing the knees down towards the ground.
Only to my knee. And then I'm like, okay, How come you're the only person that snowshoes if you were sitting on the back of the skidoo? Can you imagine? Like everybody else has their skis.
All right, and relax. So next we have a hip flexor stretch. So you're gonna sit kind of awkwardly off the side of your stool or off the side of your chair. And I'm tucking my pelvis under and sinking that leg down. You're gonna feel a pretty intense stretch here in towards the hip flexor. If you need more of a stretch, you can lift up your arm and slightly side bend away. So I'm here, tucking down and leaning just ever so slightly off to the side. You should feel a pretty intense stretch right here. All right, from here, that leg is gonna straighten. We're gonna go into a warrior position. And the arm with the knee that's in front, you're gonna lift up as your hand goes down. So you're awesome, you're side bending here.
And this happens to me too. The next thing I'm walking, whoop, I fell.
Okay, come back to center. We're gonna switch legs. So again, you have that knee bent. You're kind of half sitting on that stool. You're tucking that pelvis under as you lean down. You're gonna feel a pretty intense stretch right here. The same arm as the leg that's back, you can lift and do a little bit of a side bend to feel a little bit more of an intense stretch there.
When it comes to moms,
Well, I tell you, my son was, he still talks to us.
From there, that back leg goes straight now. And now we're doing that warrior. So the knee that's in front, same arm, reaches up towards the ceiling. And then you're leaning backwards.
So I understand your pain. Because you'd be stuck.
well, I was like,
Like stuck. Because of the snowshoes.
Slowly come back out of that.
Anchors.
Now we got that pigeon stretch. So you can do this up against your desk as well or on the stool. You have one leg bent like that figure four we were in before.
well, that's her.
And then we're gonna lean forward. You're gonna feel a nice stretch into that glute there.
She's like, you're an idiot. I go, I know, I should.
Again, I like to wiggle from side to side.
You don't realize how much snow.
I find that it allows that tension to start releasing.
Like, we're gonna go snowshoeing later today, and my girlfriends and I, but it was really, there's snow, but we're gonna go right onto a hard path.
Switching legs, we're gonna do the same thing. So that leg comes up and you're gonna lean yourself forward. You may notice that one side is harder to get into than the other. That's pretty normal.
Everybody else is skiing, and I'm just scared.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if I wanna, I'm not being scared of things, so I'm not sure if I wanna bother doing anything.
I know.
All right, come back to a seated position in the chair. So next what we're gonna do is we're gonna use our strong quad muscles to straighten out our leg. So we're gonna do 2 kicks here, so go ahead and lift that up. You should feel that quad kind of shake and quiver a little bit. Relax, go again. We're only gonna do 2 of these. Next what we're gonna do is my femur bone is still going straight, but I'm gonna turn my foot inwards. I'm gonna turn that foot inwards and then I'm going to extend upwards towards the ceiling. So the biggest thing is that my hip isn't turning with that. And relax. Do that again with your toes turned in. You're gonna kick up towards the ceiling.
But skiing I've never been, I think it's just, I don't know, we don't do it enough, I guess.
And relax. Now you're gonna turn your foot outwards and you're gonna do the same thing.
My dad's like, get on, figure it out. And we didn't do that much skiing, you know, when I was in school.
And relax. One more. Kick out and hold.
Yeah. Yeah.
And relax that leg. So with that one there, you really want to think about contracting that quad. That's where you're going to get that workout from there. We're going to do the same thing with the opposite leg going straight to start with. So you're straightening that leg up, and then you should feel that quad muscle really contracting.
Yeah.
And relax. We're going to do that again. Making sure that you're not shifting all your weight to one side. You're pretty even on both butt cheeks. Come on down. Now you're going to turn that foot in without getting that hip to roll in. And you're going to kick straight up and hold.
How do you get there? Because even if I could just stay on the roll in or go by the train park.
Relax. With that leg turned in, you're going to kick up again and hold. Come back down. We're going to turn that foot so it faces outwards. We're going to do the same thing. Kick up and hold. Relax. One more. Kick up and hold. Okay, shake that leg out.
Yeah, like that.
Next, your legs are gonna be straight out in front of you. You're gonna be on the edge of your seat. Just be careful that it doesn't topple over as you reach down to touch your toes. So nice and tall, hinge that forward, reach down as close as you can towards your toes. And again, you kind of want to wiggle here. So kind of move from side to side.
I know.
I didn't know it was that far.
Yeah.
And slowly roll back up. So next we're gonna all be standing here. You're gonna want something for support. So I'm gonna hold on to my chair. What we're gonna do here is you're gonna squeeze your butt muscles and I want you to lift that leg out to the side. It's not very far, but enough that you feel that butt engage and relax. All right, everyone standing nice and tall. Squeeze those glutes. Lift that leg out to the side. Really squeeze this hard and relax. We're gonna repeat on the same leg. Squeeze the glutes and lift.
That's enough.
Yeah,
You
you're
gotta
not-
go back to the hospital.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not.
Come back down.
My nurse first.
Squeeze those glutes nice and tall. Kick out to the side.
That's changed, and that's the blood thinners. And sure enough, like within 48 hours.
Relax. We got two more like this. Squeeze those glutes. Kick out to the side.
I was just like so sick that whole week. But that's
Yeah,
what it
you
was.
could hardly tell.
Relax. One more. Just like that. Squeeze the glutes before you kick out.
But yeah, it was our friend Brett.
We're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. Squeeze those glutes. Kick that leg out to the side. Really feel that glute squeezing.
Hero from friend Brett. That's who you saw.
Oh, yeah.
And relax.
I-
Squeeze those glutes nice and tall. Try not to lean to the side. So I'm seeing some people do this. Nice and tall. There you go. And relax.
I heard it.
Squeeze those glutes. Kick out to the side again.
Oh.
No names and I just said.
Relax. We got one more. Squeeze those glutes and out to the side.
Oh, hilarious.
And relax. So next one, we got two options. Just watch, don't go yet.
That's funny.
The first one you can do is you can do a curl here where you're just kind of pulsing, kicking yourself in the butt. You should feel it in the hamstring. If you want a harder option, and you can lay down on your back, your legs are gonna be up like this, and you're gonna be lifting up your butt, trying to curl that chair towards your glutes. So you pick the option that you wanna do. I'm gonna do the standing one. So the standing one, you're bending the knee, and then you're curling. You're gonna hold and relax. And if you're on your back, you're just gonna curl, feeling that in the hamstrings, and then relax.
Both sides, kind of here and here. You can actually go back and forth because it's below.
So we're doing 5 per leg, or if you're on your back, you're just gonna keep going. So you should get 10 reps on your back, and 5 per side if you're standing. If you haven't switched legs already, I would do so. You're just holding for a few seconds and then letting it go.
Good.
Awesome. Next, what we're gonna do is everyone's gonna be standing. We're gonna do a balanced pose. So we're gonna go into this tree position here. And you're gonna see if you can hold this position without holding on to anything. If this is too easy, I want you to close your eyes while you do this.
I don't really like this part.
So again, you're in this tree pose,
So,
and if it's too easy, try to close your eyes.
anyways,
You have the truck back soon.
well, yeah, it's just for the days.
Okay, eyes are open. We're gonna switch legs.
I know.
We're gonna do the same thing. So find that position, and if that's too easy, I want you to close your eyes.
This afternoon, so that's fine. Actually, we're just snowshoeing, but right back though, so I just have to drive to the park. Just to make sure.
Perfect. Eyes are open. Back to seated. So now you're sitting in your chair. We're gonna do some shoulder stuff next. So your arms are like a perfect T.
I mean, the snow over here for all.
Pretend that you're holding cups of water. We're gonna take those cups of water, we're gonna turn them out, and then we're just gonna keep on going. So we're doing full internal rotation of the shoulders here, holding.
That's just an excuse to get it.
Now we're gonna reverse it. So now your arms are gonna come back up slowly, and now you're gonna tip the water backwards. So you're gonna throw it out behind you and hold.
Tons of snow, so I was definitely snowshoeing out there.
We're gonna do that one more time, turning it all the way in.
Yeah.
And reverse it going backwards.
Different. That will be hard for us to get to use
So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna play a little bit of a game. So your arm is still out. So see if you can just move the wrist without the forearm. So my forearm stays still. Can you just move the wrist? Now from my elbow, I'm gonna turn in. Now from my shoulder, I'm gonna turn in. Shoulder only turns back out. Bicep only turns back. And then your wrist turns by itself. We'll try that one more time. So wrist goes first, then goes bicep, then goes your shoulder. Shoulder stops first, then your bicep, and then your wrist. Awesome. Other arm, same thing. So you're gonna turn just your fist down, then just from the elbow joint down, so that's gonna be your bicep, and then just your shoulder. Shoulder only goes back, bicep only goes back, and then wrist goes back. One more, wrist, bicep, shoulder, shoulder, bicep, wrist. Perfect. All right, next you're gonna be sitting, you're gonna cross one arm over the other, and then you're gonna bend. You can stay here, or if you wish, you can go all the way around. You're just gonna go back and forth with the elbows up towards the ceiling and down. You're gonna feel a nice stretch in behind the shoulder blades with this. Switch sides, same thing. So you can either stop here and go up and down, or if you have the range of motion, you can go all the way around. Next, you're going to take your hand, put it behind your back, and you're going to feel a nice stretch into the tricep area.
Yeah.
Relax the arms, other side. Next, you're going to interlace your fingers behind your back. You're going to push them down and away. Nice tall chest.
I was sick, so I would elevate, but it made me sick laying on my back. And so I kept.
Relax the arms. Next, we're going to go from a W to an overhead press. So take those elbows, squeeze them behind your back, feel those strong back muscles before you reach up towards the ceiling. We're going to do this for a total of 5. Feeling a nice strong squeeze before you reach up. That's 2. Awesome. Squeeze those elbows down and back. 2 more.
So they weren't kidding when they need you to elevate your feet.
And 1 more. All right, next what you're gonna do is I want your finger on your chin, and all you're gonna do is push your head back to make some more space between the finger and your chin. So chin goes back, hold, and relax. Chin goes back, hold, and relax. 1 more, chin goes back, and relax. Next, you're gonna side bend your neck, so you're gonna bring your ear down to your shoulder. The opposite hand's gonna reach away. And if you want, you can add assistance with the opposite hand. Back to center, ear goes down, push away. Grab your head if you want, that's extra. Again, I'm not reefing on it, just a very gentle pull. Next, your hands are gonna go behind your head. It's like I'm lifting my head up towards the ceiling. I'm gonna tuck my chin down and I'm gonna get my elbows to come down and touch each other. As I do that, I'm gonna feel a nice big stretch all the way down my back. And now you're gonna slowly reverse that. And when you come up, I really want you to open those elbows up as you look up towards the ceiling. Tuck your chin down. Again, I'm pulling my head off of my spine as I bring the elbows close together. And then slowly reversing that. When you get to the top, really open up those elbows, look up towards the ceiling. We got 1 more left. Tuck your chin down. Bring those elbows to kiss. And reverse. All right, the last exercise for today. You're still sitting in your chair, by the way. So what we're gonna do here is you're gonna reach forward, really opening the back of your back, and then you're gonna open upwards. So we're going into this flexion extension. So we're really trying to round forward and then come up. Awesome. Round forward and come back up.
Yeah, sorry.
We're gonna do a few more like this.
Mm. Yeah.
All right, do 2 more, and that's gonna wrap up today's session for your mobility class. I really appreciate everyone who came today. Thank you so, so much. We do have enough interest to keep this going, so we're gonna do another 4 weeks, and as long as there's people that wanna do this, I'll keep going. And this is tailored for you guys. So you guys all have my email. You can shoot me an email or shoot Dave an email, I'll get it. And you can put any suggestions. So if you're like, hey, my knee's bothering me, I want more hips, want more neck stuff, whatever that may look like, I will tailor the next class with the feedback that I get. Have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for joining me. All right, see you later.
I felt that. It didn't hurt, but it was just uncomfortable.
Bye.